Welcome. I'm back with another reading, another chapter reading of Stolen Legacy. The author is George G.M. James, and we left off at part two of chapter one, and and so far, it been good. You know what I mean? I've been reading through this. I've been getting through this, and the title of chapter one is Greek philosophy is stolen, Egyptian philosophy. And please go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, share, comment. Only Faith Ministries Kemet Edition at OFM Kemet Edition. Run it up for me. Subscribe. You know what I mean? Go over there and subscribe because I need it. I really do. I need it. We're going to go on ahead and get straight into this. I hope you have viewed, the previous chapters, and I hope I'm not leading. I hope I'm not giving you the understanding you should get out of me reading this, me pointing some things out about what was stolen, how it got stolen. Anyways, let's get into this reading. History knows nothing. Let me back this up. Part 3 of chapter 1, Stolen Legacy. The chronology of Greek philosophers is mere speculation. You know what speculation is, right? That like you walk out your door and you see the back of your husband, your boyfriend, your man crush, and it look like it's him. You feel me? But you have no real proof that it's him. So what you just done? Speculated. What you just done made a out of you, right? You assume some stuff, right? Good. Let's roll on into this chapter. And this is a short one also. Yeah. This is a short one. And bear with me. Hopefully we can push through this. And let's roll. History knows nothing about the early life and training of the Greek philosophers. And this is true not only of the pre-Socratic philosophers, but also of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, who appear in history about the age of 18 and begin to teach at 40. As a body of men, they were undesirable to the state, persone non grata, and were consequently persecuted and driven into hiding and secrecy. Under such circumstances, they kept no records of their activities, and this was done in order to conceal their identity. After the conquest of Egypt by Alexander the Great and the seizure and looting of the royal library at Alexandria, Aristotle planned to usurp Egyptian philosophy, was subsequently carried out by members of his school. Theophrastus, Andronicus of Rhodes, and Edemus, who soon found themselves confronted with the problem of a chronology for a history of philosophy. Introduction of Zeller's Hist of Phil P13. Throughout this effort, there has been much speculation concerning the date of birth of philosophers whom the public knew very little about as clearly as the 3rd century BC. All right, well, where we at? BC. 274-194 BC. Eratosthenes, a Socratic, drew up a chronology of Greek philosophers, and in the 2nd century BC, Apollodorus also drew up another. The effort continued, and in the 1st century BC, Andronicus, the 11th head of the Peripatetic school, also drew up another. This difficulty continued throughout the early centuries and has come down to the present time, for it appears that all modern writers on Greek philosophy are unable to agree on the dates that should be assigned to the nativity of the philosophers. The only exception appears to occur with reference to the 3 Athenian philosophers, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. The date of whose nativity is believed to be certain, and concerning which there is general agreement among historians. However, when we come to deal with the pre-Socratic philosophers, we are confronted with confusion and uncertainty, and a few examples would serve to illustrate the untrustworthy nature of the chronology of Greek philosophers. Well, that's the end of this, and no, let me keep going. That's not the end. 1. Diogenes Laertius places the birth of Theos at 640 BC. And I'm not going through all that, man. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm going to skip over that. It's like 11 sections of them trying to do the chronology. I'm going to skip over that, and I'm going to, get back into what I got to say, my closing of this reading. It must be noted from the preceding comparative study of the chronology of the Greek philosophers that A, the variation in dates points to speculation. B, the pre-Socratic philosophers were unknown because they were foreigners to the Athenian government and probably never existed. C, it follows that both the pre-Socratic philosophers, together with Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, were persecuted by the Athenian government toward introducing foreign doctrines into Athens. In consequence of these facts and a subsequent claim by the Greeks to the ownership or authorship of the same doctrines which they had rejected and persecuted, must be regarded as a usurpation. Well, that's the end of that's the end of part 3 of chapter 1. And I just want to say this to you, they was killed. They was persecuted. A couple of them, I think it was 4 or 5 of them. A couple of them was killed. A couple of them was banished, never to be seen again. You feel me? Because see, what they did is took a part of history, used it for a gain in another country. You feel me? And I guess the Athenians, they didn't want their philosophy to come up out of Egypt. You get what I'm saying? That's stealing. That's going in another land, taken from them, bringing it back into your land. And your people is totally different from the land you took the knowledge from. So I say to you this right here, you know what I mean? Always remember, when you're dealing with history, especially when you're dealing with foreign history, it's been rewritten, it's been translated, and if you can't get the real word, the real alphabets, the real definition, I can't stand on everything I read. I cannot stand on everything I read. What I can do is process it. What I can do, research it. What I can do through research is connect dots to find out, is this truth? Where's the truth in this? See, I've been read about Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and all of them. I've been read about it. And I read about them when I first started, you know what I mean, studying ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, African history. You feel me? Read about them back then, you know what I mean? And if you go read some of the stuff they have said, it sounds familiar. Get me? It sounds familiar. Familiar. Look, let's wrap this up. Continue to tune in. Hey, these chapter readings, they're going to be short. You know what I mean? I do this for you. I do this so that you don't use a lot of your data. I do this for you because a lot of us don't have Wi-Fi. I do this for you because at the end of the day, I don't want you to put your life in the ancient Kemet, ancient Egyptian, African culture, and you know nothing. You know absolutely nothing. You feel me? You will get around a group of Kemites, Nubians, Moors, Africans, and kill yourself if you cannot speak it, if you cannot give understanding, if you cannot see the lies in your studies. Because see, if you can see the lies in your studies, you can find the truth. Look, I'm out. It's been fun. I don't know if I said it yet. I am the nasty pastor. And if I don't love you, ain't nobody else gonna love you. I'm out.